Hello. Yeah. Yeah. People wonder why I hardly ever empty my voicemail. And, see, I don't really like that voicemail much, personally. It's, I get so many of them junk phone calls that, it's just wanting to tell me my manufacturer's warranties run out on my vehicle, or, well, they don't know me because I haven't had a vehicle that had a warranty on it since the mid 70s. So I bought the one new car, only one I ever bought there in my whole life in 1975, and it had a warranty on it. And, it, it was a Ford Maverick. I really wanted to buy a new Corvette. I mean, what 18-year-old does not want a new Corvette? Okay? So, I'll tell you what, there was a real nice looking orange one there at this Chevy dealer. Seems like they wanted $6,000 some for it, brand new in 1975. Of course, anyhow, that would have been cool. But then I went down and talked to my insurance man, and well, on a new Corvette, on an 18-year-old male, it wasn't looking good, Kind of looked like I could afford the insurance or the car payment, but not both. Yeah, I talked to Dad. Dad, he kind of wanted me to buy a new Cadillac Convertible. He said that, well, we could buy that together, me and him, and so in there, I think he had kind of a motive there too. Was Mom really didn't like Cadillacs, and because her brother owned two of them back. Oh, he had two new Cadillacs. I think they were like 1960 Cadillacs. They were nice cars, but he told her how when he pulled into like a motel and they jacked the price up and stuff like that because they saw the Cadillac coming and figured, well, this guy has lots of money. And so when he, traded in the Cadillacs, he bought the 64 Ford XL, which that was a real nice car, that 64 Ford. And a Volkswagen is what his wife wanted, was a new Volkswagen Bug. So that's what they got rid of the Cadillacs for. But anyhow, back to 1975, where I kind of got to figuring that if I'd bought a new Cadillac Convertible with, well, that's why Mom didn't like Cadillacs, was what her brother was telling her. And so the closest thing Dad had come was he had a 98 Olds, and then at the time, and which that was a real nice car, that 98 Olds. But anyhow, that's Mom would nix the Cadillac idea, but I got to figuring that if I bought a Cadillac convertible with Dad, that Dad'd be driving it most of the time, and then I'd just be kind of out, So anyhow, they were hard on gas. You know, cool cars, real nice cars. I'd have loved to had one, but so finally I looked around, and Hunter Motors there in Earlham had a brand new red 2-door Maverick on their lot, and you know, I liked the red car, and it was plain, you know, it really didn't have much for options. It was a 206-cylinder and a 3-speed on the column, and I think about the only option was a radio, basically. It had full hubcaps. That was probably an option back then, instead of little dog dish ones, but it seems like there was an upgrade in the seats. And I think that was it, you know. It was a pretty plain car. And kind of the practical side of me took over because, you know, on a new Maverick, insurance wasn't bad. And I was already familiar with the 206-cylinder 3-speed Maverick because I drove my sister had a 70 grabber blue Maverick. And I drove that to high school when she was a freshman in Iowa State because she couldn't have a car up there. So it would get 30 miles a gallon. And so, you know, that new Maverick was I guess my practical side took over, except for the hit you get buying a new car. But, you know, I was young and I just thought I needed a new car, a brand new one. And anyhow, that Maverick, you know, it got 30 miles a gallon, and you know, it was probably a good purchase. I gave $3,400 for it, which, you know, was half what a Corvette was, and probably less than half of a Cadillac, which I never even checked on because that was, you know, that would have been cool. But I did have a new car. It's the only one I ever had. And anyhow, but later on, after my sister got married and she ended up, when the grabber was for sale, so I bought the Maverick grabber off of her too. So I still own that blue Maverick grabber. It's sitting out here right now. So, but anyhow, I got way off of the voicemail thing, but that's where your mind goes sometimes. And yeah. And now you've heard my new car story. So, never did buy another one. I kind of discovered that I really didn't like them car payments, you know, every month. And I've always been able to buy a car, you know, outright. You know, they weren't new, and I've bought a lot of cars that were broke, you know, and fixed them, which you can buy them cheaper that way, and I have that ability to do that, so that's always worked out for me pretty good. So, well, I suppose that's all for today here, or at least this part of the day. I'm sitting here drinking my third cup of coffee, so yeah, that's the morning coffee. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.